Hi, I'm Andre from RAC. We found new music with Grant Owens.
New music.
All right, we're live here from the Observatory in Orange County with Andre Allen Anjos from Remix Artist Collective. How are you, man?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
Cool. So you're Remix Artist Collective, but now you're a full band. Who makes up the band?
Yeah. So it's a four-piece. So I'm playing guitar. We have a Carl bass. My wife Liz is playing keys. Awesome. and singing as well. And we got Jeff on drums. She's actually the drummer for Yacht. So we're sort of sharing a drummer now.
A bit of a super group.
Yeah.
So you're here in Orange County playing a sold-out show at the Observatory tonight. That must be exciting.
Yeah, it's very exciting. In fact, this whole tour, I think, as of maybe today, the entire tour will be completely sold out. So
saw that.
That's pretty exciting.
I think a lot of people are really excited about what you're putting together here. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, you played the Troubadour last night.
Yep.
Was that great. The first night of your tour?
No,
okay.
First, yeah, that would have. we figured it'd be better to do it like a couple like shows before that to get ready for the big LA show, I guess.
Well, so what can your fans expect from your live show?
Yeah, so sort of we went through a lot of different ideas, and we knew they were going to play the remixes because that's how some people know it, but then you have a lot of new original material. That's not really dance music, like it's sort of more in the pop side of things. It's basically just like a rock band with, we're actually using a lot of electronic instruments as well. And it has a visual show attached to it, which was developed by, I sort of worked with it with this guy called Strange Loop, which, he's done like crazy stuff like Skrillex and like Kendrick Lamar and my personal favorite out of those is Flying Lotus, because he did that like 3-screen show, and that's how I found out about him.
You were raised in Porto, Portugal.
Yep.
How did that influence you musically?
I think the most noticeable influence is because music there, like especially on the radio, like, it's not like the mainstream was electronic music growing up, and I actually hated it. Like I didn't
really?
Because it was mainstream. It was like, that's what everybody listens to. I don't want to have anything to do with that, which is very ironic now.
Now, meanwhile, you were in love with Nirvana and metal.
Yeah. Growing up, like I said, I wasn't into mainstream music at all, and I had played in like 2 different metal bands and play guitar, and that's sort of where that was actually good, because it sort of pushed me to become a better musician, because it was very technical.
Yeah.
It wasn't about melody or anything. It was about rhythm and like technical proficiency. So I really liked that aspect of it.
You did a Chemical Brothers remix competition.
Yeah, so crazy, because that was the first like competition I ever won. I had done a couple, like I had entered a couple like competitions like that. Like I don't remember the artists, but it was just like maybe a couple other electronic artists on this website, and then the Chemical Brothers came out. I was like, I need to do this, and I ended up winning it. So that was pretty fun.
Cool. So let's transition to how RAC got started.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about that.
I was basically in college and sort of freaking out about my life, not knowing what I'm going to do, because I knew that I wanted to do music, but I guess the outlook wasn't looking too bright. Like I was looking to maybe like work in a studio or something like that, and as an assistant or something like that. A couple years before I'd won that competition. Like I liked remixing. I didn't really see it as like a career or anything like that. But it just kind of got to a point where I was like, well, maybe this will work. Maybe I can make this work. And eventually, my first remix was for the Shins, like the first official thing as RAC.
And you've had 22 number ones on Hype Machine.
Yeah. A little crazy.
You also partner up with Carl Kling. Do you want to tell us a little bit about what he does in the band?
Yeah, well, he's playing bass in the live band. So and we also we were actually in a band for a long time. a band called The Pragmatic, which is like all analog synths and drums. It was fun. It was pretty much like when we got an offer to start DJing. It was in Brazil, so it was like, well, I want to do this.
Yeah.
So I was like, hey, Carl, do you want to go DJ with me? All right, let's do it.
Why
so from that was about 4 years ago, and we've just been touring the world since.
Non-stop
Yeah,
since.
pretty much non-stop. So
Don't Talk To You is released in September on Interscope. The first single was released about a year before that, Hollywood, featuring Penguin Prison. It hit all 4 top hype charts at the same time. Good statistic right there.
Yeah.
Did you expect that kind of success from that single?
No, not at all. Well, it's weird because I never expected the original stuff to do any better than remixing. I didn't think. I thought the remixes were like really where obviously that's where people knew it from, but yeah, I just didn't expect that kind of reaction when it just like completely blew every other remix out of the water, like in terms of like a reaction and numbers and like real stats. I was like, wow, maybe there's something to this.
So talk about the process of creating that song. Who did the writing? You obviously did the production.
Yeah. So basically, I wrote the music, and Chris Penguin Prison sang over it. And
Perfect.
He wrote the lyrics.
Oh, okay.
And it's about as simple as that. There's not a whole lot to it. We actually did it all over the like through the internet. We didn't do it in the same studio or anything like that.
Let Go is your big single right now. I mean, how long did it take you to get that song to be so perfect? It's just like
thank you.
Every song, it's one of those addictive songs. It seems like your songs have those addictive qualities to them.
Maybe there's a couple reasons for that. And that song actually took me I started about 3 years ago. Not that I was working on it continuously, but it was sort of there and I would listen to it all the time. So if it wasn't like living up to, if it didn't have any kind of like longevity, at least for my own taste, like I would retweak it or change something. Kelly was actually the first artist to sing on one of my tracks, even though it came out much later. So Penguin Prison was like the 15th song I wrote for this record or something like that, and that one with Kelly was the first one. So.
Your wife provides supplemental vocals from time to time on collaborations.
We've pretty much been writing music together since we first met. I mean, cool. So it's been like a long time thing, and we sort of found an outlet in like doing covers. Like for example, if we hit a milestone on Facebook or something like that, we do like these. We just do like these kind of covers to sort of celebrate the occasion, and it's really just an excuse for us to kind of get together and work on something. It's more for us than than anything else.
So talk about your method of releasing remixes on such a regular rate and so rapidly. How are you able to do that and keep up the quality that you do?
I think I know myself, and I know I have like a process of how I work on music. And, like I kind of understand, like since I've been doing this for so long, I sort of understand my limits and where I need to take a break, when I need to push a little bit more. Like I just kind of know myself.
Yeah.
So like if I get stuck on something, I'll go take a 20-minute break or whatever, come back, and then maybe by then I'll have a fresh idea. If not, maybe I'll wait till the next day or something like that. So I feel like just that knowledge has really helped me just do things fairly quickly, and also just the software and knowing my instruments well, and just spending time with it. Even if I'm not doing a remix, like most of the time I'm just noodling around, writing little things here and there. It's just something I do all the time, so it's almost like second nature. It's not.
You do it for fun.
Yeah, I do. I definitely do it for fun.
And talk about your remix process of kind of taking it away from that club vibe to more of a sort of a natural pop presence. You want to talk? You can probably explain that a little better than me.
Well, from the very beginning, I knew that I didn't want to do dance music, and that goes back to what I was telling you about, like how I didn't really like electronic music at the time, and I didn't like it. I didn't want to do it, and I listened to like this guy Cornelius, this Japanese dude that had done some like really weird remixes, and they weren't danceable at all. They were just like weird acoustic things, and he. Not that I was like imitating his style or anything like that, but like the idea of doing remixes that were, you know, sort of tasteful and like made sense for the song and wasn't about it wasn't for DJs, I guess. It was for like everyday listeners that wanted to hear a slightly, you know, different approach to a song. And that was just an outlet for me as a musician, because I didn't want to sing, so I was just like, all right, I got these vocals, now I can write my own music. Yeah.
Awesome. You've been doing some soundtrack work. Mm-hmm. I really enjoyed your soundtrack for Holy Rollers.
Thanks.
It's really good. Any more soundtrack work in the future?
Not at the moment. I'd really like to. That was actually a really interesting project, because it's writing for or scoring for film or anything like that is so wildly different than sitting down and writing a song. Mm-hmm. Because you know, when you get these scenes, the scenes are already shot, everything's ready, like it's already cut, like they have to like finalize a scene, and then you write music on top of it. So there's a real weird technical problem that you have to, like, if there's a big break, you have to time the music to hit that break, and it has to make sense. Like it's fairly difficult. So it was, I don't know, I enjoyed that because it's so different than everything else.
In closing, how about the direction of the band? Do you plan on doing a full length, or is it still up in the air right now?
There is a full length. It's
awesome.
Finished. It's just not. we're basically figuring out. There's a lot of legal stuff that needs to happen. There's also like you know, figuring out the release date and all that. But I mean, it's pretty much there, and it's like, unfortunately I can't say who's on it, but. But I'm really excited about it, and
your audience will be happy.
Yeah, yeah. It's just I got to work with pretty much all my favorite artists, and it's all on one album.
We can't wait.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited to get it out.
Cool, man.
And we've been playing a couple of the new tracks during the live set, so I guess people will hear it then.
So where would be the best place for our listeners to find your music?
I mean, SoundCloud is I think the best way. SoundCloud.com/RAC.
Awesome.
And that's it, yeah.
Thank you so much for catching up with us. Have a great show tonight. We're at the Observatory in OC. And hopefully we can bring you in the studio next time.
That would be great.
Thanks, Andre. Cool.
Thank you.